Hello everybody, Ben Rogers here, the Raptors Digest. Riker, there's lots of free agents still left to be had out there. We didn't get LeBron, we didn't land LeBron, you didn't watch our video, but there's a lot of players that we can still get.
Yep. There's people left on the board. We're just going to kind of run through some names here, see what would it take contract-wise, what would it take in terms of drafting some sort of package, or, well, not drafting as in terms of getting new players, but in terms of creating some sort of enticing promotion that would want to attract players to come to Toronto. So let's go through a couple of names. A couple of names that would be exciting to get onto the team, to make the team better, of course.
Yep. Well, the first guy that I want to look at is Wayne Ellington. Played for the Miami Heat last year, was an absolute sniper for them from three. And when he played against the Raptors, it seemed he hit about 8 threes a game, it felt like. So what were your thoughts on adding another shooter in the backcourt in Wayne Ellington?
Well, I mean, certainly shooters is what the Toronto Raptors were lacking. And certainly with Nick Nurse as being the head coach, he's going to want to have a high-octane offense that they're hucking a lot of threes. So if we can have a guy that shoots consistently, it would be an asset to the team. Of course, in the most recent season, he was shooting about almost 40%. He was shooting 39% from three, which is a good percentage, right?
Yeah.
That's CJ Miles-esque back when he was on the Indiana Pacers. I don't know if he has the length to support it. I think what we need is 3 and D. You know, we need what we wanted DeMarre Carroll to be, but what he never panned out to be. So I don't know. Certainly Wayne Ellington is on the last legs of his career. He's only 30, but with a guy that's kind of a role player, I don't know how many years he has left.
Shooters age well. That's something.
You think
and
so?
It seemed this year was Wayne Ellington's best season. So I'd love to have him on the roster, but I don't know if he'd sign for a mid-level exception or if he's holding out for a bigger contract.
Well, who would be attracted to Wayne Ellington? Any team, do you think? Any non-playoff team?
I'm sure a bunch of teams out there want shooters. I think, that's a trend in the league, and that's a skill that's super valuable in the NBA.
Okay. No, I agree. That is a skill, because the league is shifting now to a small ball lineup, where that seems to be the recipe that leads to the best productivity from a team.
Yep. Yeah, so I think Wayne Ellington would be a good fit. If he can fall in under that mid-level exception, I think he would be a major key. But keeping it with wings, another guy the Raptors could go after is your favorite player's favorite player, Riker. Michael Beasley.
I love this guy. I love this guy. And it started off as a meme. But if you watch him, he has spurts where he just comes alive. He can do it anywhere, inside, outside. He's like LeBron James or Michael Jordan. He can just turn it on and go to another level. And I'm not even joking. This man can play basketball. If I was picking teams, if I was the captain of a pickup game out on the streets, right? A good court ball session. Michael Beasley, I'd be thinking about him. I wouldn't let him slip to last, so I wouldn't mind him having him on the Raptor squad.
Yeah, no, Michael Beasley, he had one of his better seasons of his career. Obviously, he was drafted super high when he was a rookie, supposed to be a superstar coming to the league. Kind of fell out of things. A few things off the court got in his head. But last year with the Knicks, he averaged 13 points per game and 5 points. And as he says, he can get a bucket a minute. That's what he says. So
5 rebounds, almost 6 rebounds.
Yeah. No,
and he was shooting 50%, 50%, and a higher 3-point percentage than Wayne Ellington.
Yeah,
I don't know if he's a spot-up guy or not.
Yeah,
but if he puts it on, he liked the atmosphere in New York. He is comfortable playing in a big franchise where the fans are very passionate and they can turn against you at any moment. That's the Toronto Raptors franchise. We have very passionate, very opinionated fans, and I think Michael Beasley would thrive in this sort of situation.
Yeah, definitely. I think the Raptors, they can get him on a mid-level exception. I think he'd be an awesome pickup, and he's not absolutely atrocious on defense like some of the guys that are left on the board. Like, he can hold his own. He's a big body. He's an athlete. So I think if we got Wayne Ellington, he could be an asset for the team. Another guy, another hot name out there. He might not fit in perfect, but all-star, not last season, the season before, Isiah Thomas. 2 seasons before, people thought he'd have a max contract. But now it's looking like you can barely get a mid-level exception. I know we're loaded in the backcourt, and we have Fred, DeLon, and Lowry. But rumors, people have been talking about Isiah Thomas, the Raptors. No official reports or anything. But is it worth it to take a risk on a former all-star?
No, certainly not worth it. Not when we have the depth in the point guard position that we do.
Yep.
It doesn't seem to me like we're getting rid of Kyle Lowry. We certainly want to hold on to Fred VanVleet, and DeLon is budding just as much as Fred VanVleet is. We want to keep those 2 young players, and Kyle Lowry, is a $30 million guy, right?
Yeah.
So we're not getting rid of him unless we get some sort of huge player back. So to sign Isiah Thomas would be ridiculous, and I can't see him signing for anything less than $20 million a year. I don't know if he'll be offered that or not. I could see him slipping down to late free agency, but I don't know about you. I just don't see him going. He's not a good fit for the Raptors.
Yeah. Well, apparently he's struggling to get a contract, obviously with the injury. So, he's lost a lot of money, and he wants to go somewhere to redeem his value. I agree with you. I don't think he fits with the Raptors, but if you look around the internet and see players the Raptors should go after, he's a name that's always thrown out there. It's a bit surprising, so I just wanted to throw his name out there. Another guy in the front court. He played on a few teams last season. Trevor Booker, a solid NBA vet, can shoot the ball, solid defender, solid rebounder. He could be a decent player to add to the front court.
Now, you like him. I'll just put in my 10 cents. I'd say he's about 35 plus a million years old, right? To make $1 million in 35 years old.
He looks
I don't
it.
see
He's
what
only 30,
I don't
though,
see
Riker.
what he's lost. Listen.
He's only 30.
They had him on that Pacers team. He didn't produce. They had him on the 76ers team. He didn't produce. He's not doing much of anything for any team, and I don't see what value he would bring to the Raptors. If you can enlighten me as to why he would be a centerpiece on the team or even a valuable rotation piece, maybe I could be convinced.
Well, the thing about Trevor Booker, he played really. You mentioned he's kind of struggled with the Pacers and the Sixers, but he obviously went around. He was traded he played for 3 different teams last season, so it's tough to get adjusted to different rosters. But he's an NBA veteran that does everything well, and that's the thing that the Raptors could use in the front court. Because right now it's looking like we're going to be a bit thinner up there. I don't want to mention a name we might lose, just in case we talk about getting him back, but Trevor Booker, he can shoot the ball, which we want in our front court, especially
not the three ball.
He can stretch
He's less
it out.
than 25%. He's less than 25%.
True, but he's capable of shooting. I guess that's tough, but he does everything okay. For a mid-level exception.
But what do we want? What do we want from a 4-man? Are we looking for a stretch 4? Because he's not a stretch 4. Or are we looking for a mobile 5? Because if we're looking to play a mobile 5, he's shooting just slightly above 50% from the field goal field goal percentage, right? Less than 25% from 3. So essentially useless as a 3-point shooter. He's about 6'8". So to me, he looks like a poor man's. Who do we have before that just went to the Raptors? He's slipping my mind.
Biz?
No, not Biz. He went to the Rockets.
The Rockets?
Yeah.
I don't know.
TJ.
PJ Tucker. PJ
CJ?
Tucker. Okay.
PJ Tucker.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
PJ Tucker. He was slipping my mind. To me, Trevor Booker is a poor man's PJ Tucker because he has the thickness. He's 230 pounds, about 6'8", decent field goal percentage, but doesn't shoot the 3, right? If you get PJ Tucker, you got a man that's committed on defense, but can stroke the 3 from time to time.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't see why we're trading down.
Yeah.
We're not trading. We're signing, of course. But I think there's better assets that we could get. If we can develop Siakam's 3-point ball, we would have a better player easily.
That's definitely fair. But you mentioned the stretch 4s. That's a player I think we both would love to see on the roster. There's rumors he might be going to the Warriors, but he plans to, but nothing's official yet. But Jonas Jerebko. Could he fit in with the Raptors if he doesn't go sign with the Warriors?
Well, he's what the old franchise Raptors would like. The European tall shooter.
Yep.
I don't know if he fits in with today's system. I don't know what Nick Nurse is going for. Like we said, it's never hurting to have a player that can hit the 3-point ball consistently. However, this is a player that's kind of flopped around the league. Yeah. I don't know if he's ever been consistent. That's the thing. I don't think it would hurt to have him on the team. I just don't know where he would necessarily fit in the rotation. Would he be a small minutes guy? Would he be a 5-minute per game kind of guy?
Yeah.
Would he try to crack the rotation and be something bigger? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. What's your take on it?
I think you hit on the nose. He'd be a guy that's at the end of the rotation, but he's good insurance. Because luckily last season we didn't deal with many injuries, especially in the front court. But, Serge getting a little bit older. Jonas is he was good last season, but he's been injury prone in the past. I think he'd be decent insurance in the backcourt, and he can stroke it from 3. That's something that's super valuable for a big man. So I think he could be a solid asset on a mid-level exception, and maybe get some creep into the rotation, up the bench mob's talent there. So I think Jonas Jerebko, if we could get him, snag him, keep him from the Warriors, I think he'd be a good fit with the Raptors.
Yeah, it's looking like everybody wants to go to the Warriors these days, but
we'll
see. We'll see what the Raptors can do. I'm still hoping for a big trade.
Yeah.
But if not, maybe a free agent signing, maybe get rid of a couple guys. I would love to see the rotation tightened, so we're not doing this awkward 13-man rotation where players, you don't know if they're going to play on any given day. They're not given the chance to develop on the NBA roster. I'd love to see just something more concise, but that's just me.
That's definitely fair, but you always want insurance, and I think the free agency is where we could get that insurance, if that makes sense.
No, it makes sense.
Yeah. And the final name I want to talk to you about, he's an unrestricted free agent now, Bebe Nogueira. Should we bring him back? Should we bring back Bebe? The face tats himself.
No.
No?
It's time to see him blossom on another franchise. No, we got enough bigs. We got too many bigs. Ibaka, JV, Siakam,
Pirtle,
Jakob.
Yeah,
that's Jakob. We got too many bigs. We got too many bigs to see Bebe just rot away on the bench. He needs to be a man that can, maybe be valued on a team. I'm not sure. I think he should go somewhere else. Yeah. I love him, but I want to see him. I want to see that baby bird leave the nest.
He's got to go to the Kings with Bruno, if Bruno still remains there. Bruno and Bebe got to be together.
Yeah.
Anyways, let us know if we missed any names in free agency. Who you guys want to see get signed to the Raptors? Obviously, the trade rumors have been the biggest with Toronto, but we can still sign some players. So let us know in the comments who you want to see. Check out the Instagram, the Twitter, all that cool stuff. You're the best for listening.
Cheers.